Hi, Gus. I'm Brendan Sano, Knowles 24/7. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
What about this opportunity at Florida State to be the offensive coordinator, I guess, was appealing to you, especially given that your role where you were coming from?
Yeah, I started out as offensive coordinator in college football. I love coaching. I'm an old school football coach, and it was a great opportunity for me. Obviously, with Coach Norvell, we have a history, together, and then this is a place you can win the whole thing. Of course, I've coached against Florida State in big games before, and so just happy to be here.
Hey, Coach, I'm Jordan Silversmith with Tomahawk Nation. You mentioned your history with Coach Norvell. Can you just talk about that and also what his message was to you coming off a down year for the program?
Yeah, of course, Coach Norvell, I was, I guess, my second year of coaching college football, and I was offense coordinator at University of Tulsa, and Rhett Lashley was my GA the year before. He decided to get married, and so I was looking for a GA and had some connections, and that's how I got to know Mike. And you could tell he had something special about him. He wasn't your normal GA, and he ended up being our wide receiver coach as a graduate assistant, which at that point I'd never heard of, but he earned that. And so, we're really close, and I'm just really excited to be back with him. We were really good together. I think we were the number one offense in college football 2 years in a row. We broke all kinds of records and all that. And so, so we're really close, and I'm excited to be here to help him.
Ira Schofel, WarChant.com. It seems like there's a trend in college football where, coaches trying to figure out this new just landscape in terms of handling everything that goes with being a head coach and how that affects the job. So has this been something that's had been on your mind about the idea of maybe going to a coordinator, or was it more just about this opportunity?
First of all, I think everybody knows, the landscape and the job description of a head college football coach has changed dramatically in the last 2 years with, everything, the transfer portal to collectives to agents and everything that goes with that. And, I'm just an old school football coach, man. I love coaching football, and, head coaches, it's hard to do that a lot. So that had something to do with it. And then, the opportunity and being familiar with Mike and, and having so much respect for this university, coached against this university in the national championship. I know what, this place is capable of doing. And so it was kind of really all of the above as far as making this decision. And then my relationship with Mike was probably the major thing with that.
Hey guys, Chris Nee with Knowles 247.
Yeah.
What's the fundamental things you look for in your quarterback?
First of all, a winner. Somebody that has the ability to make people around them the best they can be. Someone that has the skill set, to play championship level football. Pushing the ball down the field and being able to extend plays. I've been very blessed to have an assortment of different kind of quarterbacks. That had different skill sets, and we built it around their strengths. But really, that's what I just said is the main things.
Obviously, a lot going on right now. Transfer portal, just finishing up prep class. I guess how much time have you had to kind of jump into evaluating the current roster, and if you've had some of that, I guess who are some current players that you've gotten to take a look at?
Yeah. So we hit the ground running. I mean, I got here on a Sunday, I think, after I told my team at 4:00, and so the first thing I did is evaluate what we have, and we've got some extremely talented young people. I really enjoyed. I met with them all, got a chance to try to get to know them best I could, evaluating, and then trying to figure out what we need to play championship level football on the offensive side. So it's been fast, but it's been fun. Mike's done a great job with the type of people, the young men that he's recruited. They're wonderful young men, and so I'm looking forward to getting to know them. Like I said, just short meetings to try to, get to know them and start that process of relationship building.
Coach, Peter Holland of Tallahassee Democrat. You were mentioning about the history with Mike Norvell, but also want to bring up Herb as well, being part of that staff and that Tulsa team. What was like the conversations were like before the process, and have you wanted to bring back what the offense was in Tulsa and try to bring that to Florida State?
Yeah, so Coach Ann's going to be our offensive line coach. I've got a lot of history with him at, I guess it's the fourth place, but he was with us at Tulsa, and he was our offensive line coach, and we had great success, like I said, us three together. So very familiar. He's one of the best in the country, if not the best offensive line coach in all of college football, and so real excited to have him, working with us, and he'll be a big part.
Jerry Kutz with the Osceola. Because you have that experience with Mike from a young age, as his offense has evolved, how similar is it to what you do? Are there major differences in scheme, or is it all pretty similar?
Yeah, our foundation offense is from the same family and same foundation. He's got his own wrinkles, and I've had my own wrinkles and all that, but there is a lot more things that are in common, than there are that are not. We still have the same terminology, the way we identify things, and things like formations and player alignment numbers, and so it's from the same family. So that's why it's a really, really easy transition. We're gonna play fast. I think that's the number one thing. We're gonna play fast. We're gonna run the football, downhill, and we're gonna throw it vertically. When we've been our best, we've been one of the better teams in college football in yards per completion. And so just get back to the basic fundamentals, as far as that goes. So really looking forward to the, working together and putting it all together.
You being the experienced play caller, Mike being the experienced play caller, I guess how have you talked about balancing that during the week on game day? I guess what's kind of the approach there going to be?
Yeah, I'll call the plays, but during the week, we'll put together the plan. And like I said, being very similar helps in a lot of different ways. Mike's a real smart guy, and having Herb with us too, I think that really helps too. So, really looking forward to putting it all together.
Since you've been in town, how many people have brought up that national championship game, and what, just if you could reflect on a little bit how great both those teams were, how great that game was, and your memories of it.
Well, I've got to walk by the picture of the guy catching the ball there, so I'll go to the office every day. But no, that was a real. I mean, that was a real special game. Golly, I mean there was a lot of great players on the field, and went down to the very end. It was probably entertaining, a great game to watch. It was tough, obviously, to be on the losing side, but that was really one of those special games, with a lot of great players.
With the rosters now being so fluid from year to year at schools all around the country, does it change how you go about implementing an offense in terms of not having maybe as many guys in the system for 2, 3, 4 years?
Ideally, you're able to recruit young guys and hold on to them and retain them. I mean, that's a challenge for everybody. That's ideal. And at least as many, so you have a foundation. And then each year you can go in the portal and just plug in your needs. I mean, obviously this is a unique situation, coming off the year that they had last year and losing some older guys and having young guys. So this year's a little bit different, but there's been great response to interest in what we're doing here. And so right now, this is a very critical time, the next 2 weeks. I mean, putting our roster together. So that's what we're doing, but you can tell there's a whole lot of great interest in the top players in the portal right now.
Coach, you mentioned that you've had a diversity of quarterbacks in your time, and you have. I mean, the 2013 game was a converted defensive back, and yet you've had passers as well. Can you talk about how you go about deciding, like with this situation, how are you going to address that?
Well, I mean, obviously with the guys we have here, met with them, we're real impressed with the guys that I've met with. We're looking to see that possibility of a portal guy. But whoever gives us the best chance of winning is what we're going to do. And you're exactly right. We've had passers, whether it's Jarrett Stidham or someone like that, or Bo Nix, and We've had Cam Newton in this offense too. So, it's just really who's going to give us the best chance of being successful, and those traits that I was talking about early that we look for.
On the 2013 championship game, elephant in the room, a lot of fans probably want to know, did you guys have the signs from Florida State in that game?
No, we didn't, but I'm not saying we weren't trying, but they thought we did. We had a receiver coach that had been here before, but I know he was trying like crazy. But no, we did not, but he probably tried.
Then Usman Kroma, I guess, what are you looking forward to coaching him, and have you been able to kind of evaluate like what he does well?
Yeah, I mean, he does everything well. I mean, he's a special player, and I've been real blessed to have some real special running backs, and talent-wise, I mean, I'm really excited to work with him, and we've had success, with true freshman running backs. We've had the MVP of the national championship game before as a true freshman, so. He's got a unique ability, and we're excited to coach him.
Obviously, the run game is going to be a big part of your offense, probably the bread and butter you build a lot of things off of. I guess how much have you, as you're evaluating things, gone back and looked at this year Florida State struggles with running the ball? I guess what did you see as the issues, and how much of a quick fix do you think that could be?
Yeah, I mean, schematically, honestly, I've not completely evaluated. I did more of individual evaluating. I'm a big believer. You got to run the football downhill. It makes everything better for as far as pass protection, better on the quarterback, everything. I think the big thing is just the emphasis of the downhill run game and being committed to it. And we'll get that done.
Got time for a couple more. Let's go with Jerry again.
Coach, you've referred to yourself, I think, 3 times as an old school coach, and I'm an older guy.
You can relate?
I can relate.
Okay. So you can relate to what I'm saying. Okay.
So the
good.
physicality,
Yeah.
you can't have a downhill running game without physicality.
Right.
And I'm talking about practice as well as on game day.
Yeah.
Do you incorporate that into your practice plans and
Yeah, I think it's a mindset. I think if you're truly going to be that, it's got to be who you are. It can't just be talked about it. And you do that on the practice field. You do that and instilling in every one of your players, not just the linemen and all that. So real excited to, for that aspect.
Aslan Hudge of AndyWarchant.com with the On3 Network. Coach, when it comes to evaluating players, did you try to get as much information from people in this building about those players, or do you like to just come here with clear eyes and make your own determination on that?
So I like to, first of all, make my own determination without hearing anything and just evaluating, what I see on film, and then transition into after that, then getting information, whether it's position coach, whether it's head coach or whatever, just gather information before I started my one-on-one meetings, getting to know the guys. So that was the process that I went about.
We'll go to Matt here for the last one.
Javan Boggs was a guy that you had committed back at UCF and then was able to get here last week. How important, how quickly were you guys on him when you guys got here, and how big was that to get him here?
Yeah, I mean, we go way back. He's phenomenal. He's a playmaker. He was really, at the last place I'd had, a priority, and that didn't change when I got here. And really excited to coach him. He's got a special gift. He's not your normal, young guy, freshman that'll be coming in. I mean, he's a really, really special guy.
Okay, thanks, Coach.
Okay, thank you. Nice meeting you guys.
You too.